Hello besties. You're joining me today on a very chill vlog, mostly because I don't have the energy to do anything else. I don't even know what I'm gonna do today, and I've not been having like a bad week per se. Not even rough, because I feel like those words are just too much to describe it. I've just been struggling so bad with my insomnia this week. I don't know, this is something I'm trying to work on. I feel like I always downplay all of my complaints or issues because I'm like, people have it worse, or it's really not that big of a deal. But today I think as a form of therapy, I'm going to genuinely talk about some issues I'm having right now. And yeah, maybe they're not the biggest of deals, but they are affecting my life. So currently, the reason I'm so tired and I don't know what I'm doing today is because my insomnia has been so bad recently. For the past 2 weeks, I've gotten maybe, if I'm lucky, 4 hours of sleep a night. Usually it's 3. And ever since I was 16, since I was a teenager, I've just gone through these phases of insomnia for 3 to 6 month periods where I just have extreme insomnia, cannot sleep. The thing is, I can fall asleep, I just can't stay asleep. I'll wake up after 2 or 3 hours and then be wide awake and it's game over, I'm up for the rest of the night. So that's been how it's been recently, and it's been really bad this week. Again, 3 hours every night. Finally, last night, I got at least 8 or 9 hours of sleep. Oh my gosh, it felt beautiful. But I have weeks to catch up on. I am still exhausted. And it's nearly 2 p.m. right now because I just wanted to stay in bed as long as possible. So I was like, oh my gosh, this feels wonderful. I just want to sleep. But that's also leading me to be extremely annoyed at myself and frustrated because I have not been able to accomplish anything this week. Every day I set out a list of goals that are the bare minimum, and I can barely accomplish them, and I'm so frustrated because I'm it's not that I don't have the time, it's not that I don't have the resources. I'm just so fucking tired. And most days I fall asleep midday because again, I've just not been sleeping. That's been the most frustrating thing on my radar right now. Sleep is important, and I'm not getting any. Then I had 2 really weird, crazy things happen yesterday. So first, when I wasn't sleeping, I discovered there was a bird in my room. Don't know how he got in there. I live in an apartment complex. I have no idea how a bird got into my apartment, but that was 6:30 in the morning, and I spent an hour trying to wrangle him up and get him out of my apartment. So once that happened, I was like, I'm up, I'm done. And then I actually took myself to the ER, a few hours later. Totally okay, I'm fine. But I've had this bug bite on my arm for about a week, and then it was getting a mysterious red line spreading from it, and then from Google that was that's trying to go to either your bloodstream or your lymph nodes and it's gonna kill you. And I'm like, oh my god. So I first went to the doctor a few days ago. They gave me medication. They're like, if it's not getting any better in 24 hours, go to the ER. Did not get any better, so I went to the ER. That was my first time I've ever been to the emergency room. I've never been admitted to the hospital or anything, or even taken myself to the emergency room. I wasn't scared because it was just a bug bite, but it was a whole new experience for me. Doctor assumed it was a tick bite, gave me stronger medication, gave me a tetanus shot. That happened yesterday. It's doing better now, so we're good. I was getting nervous though because it was a perpetually growing line literally going up to my heart, and I was like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? So both of those things literally took all of the energy I already didn't have out of me, so I did nothing else the rest of the day. And here we are again today. I think I already mentioned this. It's 2 p.m.-ish almost. Haven't done anything. So I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I just want to sleep all day. But then I get mad that I lay around and do nothing all day. Then I'm like, well, I can't really get mad at myself because I'm not sleeping. What else am I supposed to do? I can't functionally do anything else. Yeah. And then whenever I talk about it, I'm like, this is literally not a big deal. No one cares. Shut up. This is a stupid problem. And I'm like, no, Reese. Speaking to myself, you're allowed to have problems and issues. Just because it's not bigger than anyone else's doesn't mean it's not an issue and it's not personally affecting you. But yeah, I've tried everything for insomnia. It's so frustrating. Again, this has happened for years on and off for months at a time. Tried the melatonin, tried the Z-Quil, NyQuil, whatever. Tried drinking tea before bed, turning off my phone, reading a book, no hour beforehand of electronics or lights. Doesn't matter. Again, I can normally fall asleep. It's staying asleep that's the problem. Yeah, it's been a weird seesaw because I'm both inspired. I have so many things that I want to do, and it's the most frustrating thing because I know this is somehow a self-manifestation. The universe and my subconscious are in cahoots that whenever I'm feeling good and I feel like I'm on a roll, something happens and slows me down. That's just the way life goes. And I'm trying my hardest to fight through it, but I'm so goddamn tired. I've been on a good roll the past couple months, and then this month I'm just really hitting a hump here. Another thing I've been struggling with, which I'm gonna be very candid with you about, is money currently. Again, started the year off really good on a good high, was making some good brand deals and good money in the beginning, and then it's just really plateaued the past 3 months. And in this industry as a content creator, your income is never guaranteed, never guaranteed. There are slow months, there are high months, but this has been a huge dip, and I'm at the point where I'm kind of scraping by right now. Alongside of that, my debit card has had fraud on it twice. I've had to get 2 new debit cards. So I haven't even been using my debit card recently. I've been putting everything on a credit card, and I have major credit card anxiety because I'm just like, I don't want to be in debt in credit, but school loans are starting back up. I still have this big large sum of debt from something else beforehand, and I feel like I'm about to drown. Like, I really feel like I'm about to drown. So I actually did get a job. I got just like a part-time job, one for the money because that'll be, you know, extra pocket change, but I mostly have been considering getting a part-time job somewhere anyway for months, even when I was doing good with money, because I work from home all the time, and sometimes I can go like a whole week without interacting with someone that isn't like Riley or one of my really close friends. I have no outlet or way to like meet new people or socialize or interact, because if I leave my apartment, unless it's to go to a friend's house, I'm most likely not going to interact with anyone except like my barista that's handing me my coffee, you know? It's just been really hard for me living alone and working from home and doing a job that is completely remote and all on my own to just feel like I make connections. So I just want to be able to like get into some sort of social setting that will kind of guarantee me to talk to people. So like the perfect opportunity came up. Did my interviews, did 2 of them, not gonna lie, I slayed them. For some reason I have a lot of confidence for a person that only ever had one job. Like the only job I really ever interviewed for was Target when I was 16 years old and worked there for 5 years all throughout high school and college. For some reason I just knew, I'm like, I'm getting this job. Like I have really good confidence in myself to like get a job I would apply to. And I did kill it. I got the job. But now I get to just have something to, 1, get me socializing with people, 2, get me out of my house, which is like the main thing, 3, give me some structure. Again, it's only gonna be like a few days a week, like maybe 3 days a week. But now I can like actually have something scheduled in and pencil in that will force me to wake up. Because that's another downfall of working for myself. I can just like literally do whatever I want. I can fucking dilly-dally all the time. And it's great, but it's not great when I'm in this phase of like no sleep, I'm tired, I get too lenient on myself, and I'm like, I need some structure where I'm forced to be somewhere. My SD card was full. I don't know where I left off. Oh yeah, having a schedule that I can work the rest of my freelance and content creation work around, because as much as I try to give myself a schedule, if something like this happens where I'm having a bad mental health week or a bad insomnia week, that kind of just goes all out the window because I'm my own boss and I'm like, girl, you need to sleep. Go ahead, go sleep. No, girl, you need to work and make money. So yeah, those are things currently happening in my life. The money thing has been really fucking stressful the past like 2 months. Haven't really gotten any deals because the market's been slow. My YouTube videos for like a good 2-3 months were in some weird algorithm jail where I was barely getting any views. Finally, it's starting to pick up and I'm like, thank God. And I say this all like, yes, obviously it's my job and it makes me money, but also just like, I get sad when I don't get views because I'm like, I put in so much work into this video and I know I have a regular set amount of views from like the average amount of people that watch it. So when it gets lower than that, I'm like, why isn't this not showing on these people's pages? Or like, what is wrong with this that my regulars don't want to watch it? So yeah, that's me currently. I definitely have other things I could talk about, complain about. They're not complaints, Reese. They're not complaints. They're not complaints if you're just generally describing the problems that you're facing. Oh, should we talk about another one? Should we talk about another problem that I don't like to talk about, that I never talk about? At this phase of my life, where I'm 24 years old, right? I'm actually the oldest of my friend group. And in my friend group of, 5 other girls, my soulmates, the loves of my life, they all have relationships, which I love. I will never not love and support a relationship my friend is in, as long as it's a good one. There's been many men that come through and we're all just like, we're waiting for him to go away, waiting for a better one to come through. But they're all currently in really good relationships, and I love that for them. However, if we do a group activity, and boys are included, 5 couples, 10 people, plus me, 11th wheeling. And it never bothered me before because I'm okay with being single. I've always been single. Relationships and dating just do not come easily to me at all. It feels like it's this game that everyone is playing and I don't know the rules. And if I do try to play, it feels like I'm playing make-believe, like I'm pretending. It's just not something that has ever come naturally to me. So again, it's never really like bothered me or affected me before, but now that I'm getting older and things are getting more serious between my friends' relationships, I'm just like, damn, I'm kind of scared for my future, where if they really secure things down and people start to get married or engaged or whatever, I'm like, I don't want to be left in the dust. Which I know is kind of like, it's totally valid and it's also not a reason to want a relationship just because you don't want to be left alone. But the thing is, I'm like, I do want one. I just feel like it's just not a possibility for me because I'm so bad at dating and relationships. Like it does not come naturally to me. I feel like I'm putting on a mask, putting on a costume, and pretending to know what I'm doing when I have no idea what I'm doing. And I know that sounds stupid. It's just like, it's not that big of a deal. I know it's not. It's just something that does not click in my brain. I'm just not like a naturally romantic or affectionate person. I feel like I come off way too strong for people because I'm like a friendship girl to the core. But then I'm meeting these random people and I come off way too strong, already acting like they're my friends and they know me, and I'm like, they don't know you. They don't know your past. They don't know you're crazy. You need to let out little bits at a time. And I think half the time I scare people off. The other half of the time, I'm so clueless that people are flirting with me or like me. I'm not catching any signs or signals. If someone wants to flirt with me, I need them to look me in the eyes and explicitly say to me, I'm flirting with you, because I just generally don't think or believe that anyone's ever flirting with me because it's never been like a thing in my life. And if any of you remember, I did have one boyfriend before. That was in college. I think it was sophomore year of college, but I'm gonna be completely 100% honest. No shade, no tea to him. He was a great guy, from what I remember, because I don't really remember that relationship at all. I was in the depths, the trenches of depression. I don't really remember anything from college. I don't remember or have any emotional feelings to that relationship at all. It feels like I never even had a relationship. And like, I feel bad, because like, it did happen, you know, he did exist. And again, I remember him being a great guy. I still think about it and I've been like, oh, I've been single my whole life. And I'm like, wait, no, I actually did have a boyfriend at one point. I just completely forget about that relationship all the time. So yeah, I'm at this weird phase where I'm like, I'm fine. I'm kind of feeling like the pressure to date from no one but myself, you know? But then it's stressing me out because like, this is so unnatural to me and I feel like I'm putting in so much effort with no results. And I've had talking phases. I've had things I have, you know, never officially dating, but have gone on for a few months. And actually the ones that have lasted, you know, more than a few weeks, that have lasted into the monthly periods, they've all ghosted me. Like, I'll take full responsibility. If it's not vibing on my end, that's because it's me. I'm not all the way here, you know? Most talking stages I've been in that have not been like a serious talking stage and have just been like getting to know each other have ended because I've usually been going through a mental breakdown. And I don't want to explicitly tell that to the stranger, so I just kind of phase off, you know? But the ones where we were like actually somewhat invested with each other, they have all ghosted me. Which also does not help my self-confidence because I already have a hard time believing people like me. And then so I think they like me. And I'm like, oh, this might go somewhere. And then poof, they're gone. I'm like, oh, ha, okay, interesting. Was I too much again? Was I not enough? Will this ever work out for me? I don't know, man. For some reason, I feel also like a lot of shame and embarrassment and nausea around talking about romantic relationships and romance, which is also another thing I need to work on, which is why I'm trying to talk about it right now. I have never mentioned before those talking stages on the internet. You guys are getting tea. And I know my mom is gonna watch this and she's gonna ask me about it. Please don't. But again, like, I feel so like embarrassed to talk about it because like I feel like I'm just such a late bloomer and it just like is something that is so unnatural and just not for me, even though I would like it to be. But then at the same time, I'm like, would I like it to be? I don't know. I'm just like, I just need someone to date me so I can get the experience and really finally make a decision for myself. It's like, do I actually want to date someone or not? Or am I just feeling all this pressure to date someone? Because I know and feel like I have a lot of love to give. Yes, maybe I'm not great at romance, but maybe I just need to put it into practice. But even just on the basis of platonic friendship, I have so much love to give. I literally am fueled and live through my friendships with people and through my relationships with my friends. And that will always fulfill me. But it's never going to compare to a romantic relationship. Like, I can have all the love in the world for myself and my friends, and they can have all the love in the world to return to me. But it's never going to complete that level of emotional fulfillment that you get from a romantic partner, no matter what. I've seen some discourses about this on TikTok. Girls who are late bloomers or don't date are like tired of being told to just like love yourself and love will come along. I do love myself. I love myself. I think I'm a great person. I've evolved a lot in the past couple years. Recently, in the past couple months, I've gotten very stable with my mental health. You know, we'll see how long that lasts. I don't really know. That's a whole other discourse. I never felt worthy of a relationship because I'm like, my mental health is so trash. I don't want to put anyone through this. I don't even want to deal with myself. I don't want anyone else to deal with me, but that's another thing we can talk about at a different time. And like, again, I get all my love and emotional platonic fulfillment from my friends, but it is different because at the end of the day, they get to go home or go out with a partner. If I'm not with them, I don't have anyone else. If they're not with me, they have their boyfriend, girlfriend, partner. So that's where I feel the loneliness come in. Ooh, I don't like talking about that. I don't like talking about that. That's something I need to go back to therapy about, because why do I feel so much shame and embarrassment around this? I don't know. And yeah, dating apps are just like an absolute hellscape for me because, again, I feel like my personality just does not compute through text. If you're my friend and you know me, you know exactly what I mean and my tone of voice when I'm texting you. But I feel like I just come off either super like cold or blunt or trying too hard when I'm texting these strangers I don't know. I don't know. I dead ass will look up fucking TikTok videos. It's like what to talk about with someone on your first date. What to message people through Hinge to get good conversation. Like, I dead ass look up that stuff because I don't know. I've never been a natural. All I do is try. And I don't care about timelines. I don't care about agendas because it's just never going to be that way for me. Almost all of my teenage years and young adulthood was stunted by my mental health. I genuinely remember maybe about 5% of what went on before I was like 22 years old. High school, blacked out. Again, maybe I have like a few memories from what happened in high school. I was just so depressed and I didn't really have great friends and I literally was just trying to survive each day. College, so many traumatizing things happened to me during college. I think personally blocked it out. And then I didn't find my group of friends until I was like 21 during the pandemic, ironically. So first, just in these past couple of years, I've just been learning to build meaningful connections and relationships with friends that I did not have the opportunity to do when I was like in high school. So I'm already at a late start. Now that I have a solid group of friends and they have been able to show me how to show affection and love, because that was something I never did before. I do not come from like an affectionate, loving family. We like each other, obviously. We love each other on a familial baseline, but I've just never been comfortable or used to like affection. So for me to even like say that I love my friends, for me to hug them, for me to tell them I love you, for me to do all this has just been developments in the past couple years. I've never ever been like that. So now that I'm comfortable with that, with platonic love, I'm like, okay, it's time for romantic love. And it's like I'm starting from the top. I have very little experience and very little idea of what I'm doing. And it's frustrating, it's annoying, and I try to be easy on myself, but at the same time, I'm like, girl, can you just get it together? Like, it really cannot be that hard. Why are you struggling so much? It's because I won't play into the games, honestly, and I don't even know what the rules are. I'm not doing the wait a couple hours to text them back so you don't seem desperate. If I see the text, I'm on my phone, I'm answering it. I don't care if it's 0.5 seconds after they texted it. I'm on my phone. Wait a few days to respond. Say this in a specific way. Don't overshare too much. Play hard to get. No, I'm gonna be myself. And it's usually a lot for people to take on if they don't know me. Yeah, so that's something that's after all that fucking talking, that's just something that's constantly always on my mind that I try not to worry about, because again, I try to be like, love will come when it happens. It'll come at the right time. It's like, okay, I'm 24 years old. Everyone else I know is in relationships. I'm ready. I'm open. Come on over to me. I already love myself. I'm fulfilled with my other relationships. I'm currently mentally stable and I'm open. So yeah, I'm just in a little divot right now, mostly out of pure exhaustion. I have the ideas, I have the inspiration, my mental health is good. My insomnia is just kicking my ass. My camera died because I'm talking so goddamn much. But yeah, like 2 weeks ago, I was on a really good roll with content creation and stuff. Now we're taking a dip. And when I take a dip, I beat myself up and I feel like I subconsciously make it worse and longer. So talking about it has been good. We've come to some revelations. This coffee is also helping because now I don't feel so much like a zombie. Like I feel like I can actually get up and do things. Yay! Anyway, I thought I was gonna do more with you, but I guess this was just a talking video, a big therapy session, which I don't mind. Just finished my cup of coffee, so I guess that's the end of this chat. But thanks for listening, I guess. If you listened all the way through, if you cared. It's okay if you don't. I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye.